all around this wonderful, wonderful planet Earth. I'm just going for a morning stroll around Earth Sanctuary. As you can see, it's pitch black here at the moment. It's around about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it is June 18. And what a beautiful morning. The stars are still out. Jupiter's up right above the sky, and then most of the constellations and Scorpio's just heading down on the western horizon. It's very important for all our visitors when they come to Central Australia. They get stuck into the great knowledge of the Aboriginal people here in the desert countries. There's many Aboriginal groups, that being the Aranda, the Pitjantjatjara, the Luritja, the Mutijula people, or Yankatjatjara down there at Ayers Rock. Most people know the big rock down there, which is about 500 kilometres away from Alice Springs. But it is essential that people do start understanding the spiritual ways of the Aboriginal people worldwide on this wonderful earth. They have a phenomenal connection to the earth, and that connection enables them to walk in and out of the spiritual worlds, and it is essential and integral in the Aboriginal way of life, as a spiritual existence is global and it's universal, and this understanding will assist our generation of people on the planet Earth in understanding more about the civilizations that exist throughout the dimensions, throughout the universe. As most people would understand by now, that certain craft and extraterrestrial activity is only enabled to those who have the consciousness to be able to perceive it. And that goes for a lot of people, depending on their upbringing and their environmental conditions around them, which assist them in understanding the possibility of existence. There are many people who have a great difficulty in at this point understanding the ability for life to exist in other dimensions, in other frequencies. But it's very important for all Federation members, those that are elementals, angels, who have an understanding and a great connection to the spiritual worlds, frequencies and dimensions. And I guess for many years, looking back on the planet Earth, those are the kind of people who have been subject to all kinds of criticism. That is the way of the future, not the criticism, but those people who have a great ability to be able to perceive light and entities in a variety of dimensions and frequencies. Those who have that ability are well tuned. They are on what we would call a Galactic Federation conscience, and if you've got that, well, you're a very lucky person, obviously, and you probably put the time and effort in to discovering your own personal truths, and that is magnificent. The Galactic Federation is a unified force in assisting all people in understanding more and more about the frequencies and entities which exist throughout the dimensions. We at times discuss many different extraterrestrial civilizations, but we want to stress and make sure that people understand that we may use the term extraterrestrial at this stage, but we really should be using the term ancestral. It doesn't take a great deal of time and research to understand the fact that human beings are on this earth primarily because of certain activities which have occurred a fair distance in our past, and it is important for the civilizations that exist today on Earth to start understanding the true origins of mankind. This is important because it's going to connect our great spiritual family together, and once that spiritual connection can be made, then certain healing can occur on the planet Earth, particularly with the reflection of activities, of human activities on the Earth, which are reflecting ultimate changes in our atmosphere, that being global warming. We've got an interesting future, there is no doubt about that, and whatever we can all do to unify ourselves. We are one people on one world, and it does not matter what colour skin you are. If you are a man or a woman, the Federation support wholeheartedly, unequivocally, for the equality of all men, women, children around this beautiful planet. We must unify for a great future on this earth. And you know what? I reckon we can do it. We must motivate each other. Wherever you can act locally, nationally or internationally, the Federation urges all people to unify and get it together. It's about time to motivate superstars. We are and counting. There's 2017 days before 2012 alignment, and it's going to be magnificent. My name's Dan. 6 in the morning here at Earth Sanctuary World Nature Centre, Central Australia. It is June 18, 2007. I'm on Project Bluestar, and this transmission is with the Galactic Federation. Rock on.
Good morning there, folks. It's Tommy here. It's a wonderful Monday morning in Central Australia. It's just after 7 o'clock. I finished my night shift. Last job I had was at about 3:30 in the morning for a gentleman that had a couple of seizures, and we had a couple of call-outs before that for a couple of other people who had missed their dialysis treatment. It was all fun and games and lots of romance for a very early Monday morning. I've just interchanged with Danny at St John Ambulance, and I'm now heading south of Alice Springs to get back to the homestead and get on with some of the final touches with the One World, One People film clip. So it should be a bit of a beauty. Today's a bit clearer than yesterday. As we saw, there's a lot of rain yesterday and a lot of events going on around the world. So I'm going to get back to the base and check out some news for you and see what we can find.
I see time stand still as I'm watching the world below. I can hear you calling.
Yes, and welcome back, everyone. It is indeed the 18th day of June 2007, and moving on from the last memo, coming back from St Johnny's Ambulance after a night shift last night. You've also caught up with Danny there in the craft, and we're now walking around the grounds of Earth Sanctuary World Nature Centre. It's a beautiful day, a stark contrast to yesterday. Beautiful amount of rain has dropped, so it's very fresh at the moment and sparkling with sunshine. Some news from around the world. Firstly, we'll look at the planetary news. For those people observing the western sky in the evening tonight, you may get a glimpse of Venus as well as Saturn close to the crescent moon, and they'll be very well lined up later on tonight. For those people in Europe, in the afternoon on this very day, you might get a chance of seeing the eclipse of Venus itself by the crescent moon passing in front of it. So that happens in the afternoon for those people in Europe. For some climate change news around the world, the first story we had was coming from some of the mysterious clouds which were popping up in Iran, and this was more of an extension from the conversation we all had a few days ago in relation to the Arcturian craft in the atmosphere and how they resonate at a frequency which causes water vapour. And some of these photographs have been put onto the internet and are quite unusual indeed, and a stark resonance to the Arcturian friends of ours, keeping an eye on the human activity around the world. Some more news, saw some wildfires in the United States which have flared up, sent some flash floods in Pakistan, leaving up to 22 people dead, and some additional flash floods occurring in parts of China, which also killed 128 people. There's been a lot of rain, a lot of extreme weather going on. We also saw an earthquake. This was on this occasion 6.7 in El Salvador, south of the United States, near Mexico. In connection to that, we also saw some tornadoes and cyclones building up off the west coast of Mexico only 3 or 4 days ago. So again, correlating the movement of water from our extreme storms to putting extra pressure on the tectonic plates. Then groovers, it's time for me to go. There's a little bit of news from around the world and what's happening on the wonderful planet Earth. I'm going to go and do some editing for One World, One People, and see if I can rattle some more cages. You guys have a great day and we'll catch you soon. Take care, bye bye.
I have no choice as I rise through the air. Your echo